Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. Meet the newest tool in the Sudbury police arsenal.
Communities are evolving, drug problems are evolving, things are getting worse.
Officers say this is about giving them the tools properly to respond. Plus, a healthcare rally is taking place protesting layoffs at a long-term care home.
It impacts the residents, the community within Sudbury.
We'll have more on what the union's being told about the loss of 21 jobs. And being bear aware this time of year.
But you come around people if they can get something to eat.
Experts say with warmer temps, we'll soon start seeing more wildlife.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. Sudbury police say they've seized what's believed to be $62,000 in cocaine after pulling a vehicle over on suspicion of impaired driving. It happened last night during the dinner hour. After receiving the call about the car in Azilda, they found it a short time later in Chelmsford. A 22-year-old Sudbury man is facing charges of possession for the purpose of trafficking, dangerous operation while impaired, and failing to surrender. He's also had his driver's license suspended for 90 days and his vehicle impounded for the week. A 19-year-old Toronto man has been arrested following an incident involving two young women in the new Sudbury area. According to investigators, the suspect was seen following a 16 and 18-year-old through the aisles of a retail store when he assaulted one of them in late March. He then fled before the teens could alert staff. The man appeared into bail court today in Toronto to face charges of sexual assault and criminal harassment. Sudbury police unveiled a new addition to their fleet today, an armored vehicle which will be deployed during high-risk incidents. CTV's Amanda Hicks with more now.
It's called a Tactical Rescue Vehicle, or TRV. The armored unit was officially unveiled today, offering a look at the first vehicle of its kind for Sudbury's specialized teams.
We do have an emergency response unit and a hostage rescue team, and adequacy standards say that we need this piece of equipment here locally. It's been a long time coming. It's just really going to allow our officers to effectively, rescue individuals in hostage situations.
Police emphasize the TRV is not for general patrol. It will only be deployed by the emergency response team and the K9 unit for high-risk calls and specialized training. The armor allows officers to get closer to dangerous scenes to de-escalate situations without immediately resorting to force.
Most often, we're dealing with people with weapons, firearms, edged weapons, people who display high levels of violence, people who are a danger to themselves and to the community itself. Communities are evolving, drug problems are evolving. Things are getting worse, and we just need the technology and the equipment to better deal with those situations.
The vehicle has already been put to work. Cunningham says it has been used twice in the last month, where both situations were resolved peacefully.
We did have a high-risk situation out on MR80 in which we used it, and we're again successfully able to get closer to the residents and get the individuals out of the residence. And again, recently at a very high-risk situation on King Street, in which firearms were located at both. So these are instances where high risk that our emergency response team will be out and activated at.
Sudbury police acquired the new vehicle from Barrie Police, who no longer needed it. It was purchased for $17,500, which they say is a fraction of the cost of a new unit. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
A rally or demonstration is being planned in front of Extendicare Countryside in Sudbury tomorrow over what one union says is layoffs at the long-term care home. According to SEIU Healthcare, the facility is moving ahead with 21 layoffs. It includes nurses, maintenance workers, support aides, janitorial, and housekeeping. In response, frontline health workers are planning to take to the street tomorrow afternoon. SEIU Healthcare has also launched a petition.
It impacts the residents, the community within Sudbury. It's going to impact the quality of care, the level of care that they're going to receive. It impacts our membership, in ways with, workload issues that have, are prevalent in the home and have been for the last, historically, I believe the last year or so, they've been having workload issues.
CTV News has reached out to Extendicare, but we didn't hear back before our broadcast this evening. The rally will run from 1 to 4 p.m. in front of the Algonquin Boulevard long-term care home. We're learning more about that big purchase of conservation land that was given the okay by council last night in North Bay. It'll be 50 hectares of land, including Laurentian Ski Hill and the Interpretive Center building, which houses the Conservation Authority's offices.
To preserve that in perpetuity for our residents and our neighboring municipalities.
Managing the property that included the ski hill was really outside of Conservation Authority's normal mandate.
The Conservation Authority will remain on site as a tenant, keeping all programs, services, and staffing in place with no changes. The Laurentian Ski Hill and Snowboard Club will continue operations under a new lease agreement that will have to be negotiated with the city. CTV News has also been told the trail network is going to remain part of the Laurentian Escarpment Conservation Area with no changes to public access. The District of Nipissing Social Services Administration Board says transitional housing in North Bay will be expanding. Later this spring, the Northern Pines Phase 3 will convert to transitional housing, creating 24 new units in the community. The housing provides greater stability for those who no longer need the emergency shelter system, but are not yet able to acquire long-term housing. The board also confirming low-barrier shelter services will continue to operate 24/7 for the remainder of the year. The town of Wawa is moving ahead with a feasibility study to bring its municipal building up to date. According to officials, in 2015, it was studied by an engineer who recommended several large investments to make it current health and safety requirements, along with making it more accessible and AODA disability compliant. The Wawa Fire Hall is also reportedly in need of repairs and a new truck bay, as the current vehicles no longer fit. The $50,000 study was approved last night by council in a 3-1 vote. Drivers in parts of Northern Ontario could soon start seeing some relief at the pumps. That's according to Dan McTagg of Canadians for Affordable Energy. He's telling CTV News tonight prices should start coming down as soon as this weekend, especially for those in North Bay and Sudbury. McTagg adds it will likely take longer for stations in smaller communities as they still have more expensive fuel in their tanks. The news comes amid a fragile ceasefire that remains in place between the United States and Iran over the Strait of Hormuz. Warmer spring temperatures mean bears are now emerging from their winter hibernation. It's prompted police and ministry officials to issue reminders on how to prevent close encounters. CTV's Angela Gemmell has more from Sudbury.
Their long winter's nap is over. Now bears are emerging from their dens looking to fill their tummies.
Bears aren't coming around people because they want to be around people. But they do come around people if they can get something to eat, because they're always looking for food.
Mike McIntosh and his wife operate the Bear with a Sanctuary and Rehabilitation Center east of Parry Sound. He spent his life learning about bears and their behaviors.
Even though they're not that hungry when they first come out of the den, they start to work up an appetite just because they're moving and using up energy. And if everything went well for them in the past fall or summer, they've lots of body fat left over to use up during the first few months of spring. However, if they can find an easy food source, they will take it.
According to the Ministry of Natural Resources, there's little natural food for the bears right now, so they're following food smells coming from nearby residential neighborhoods.
It is Northern Ontario, so we're bound to see bears at some point. Be cautious. Sometimes they get a little bit more aggressive at certain times of the year, depending on how much food is available to them. Usually they don't venture into the communities unless they're hungry. Given that bears are in search of food, the MNR and the OPP have issued tips to prevent bear encounters. Precautions like storing garbage in containers with lids, removing bird feeders, and cleaning food residue from barbecues. Smells the bears are attracted to.
If a bear's just roaming around your neighborhood or your backyard, that's no reason for alarm, but that is time to try and figure out why the bear is there, especially if you see it regularly. That means it's getting something to eat.
Between April and November, the MNR operates a non-emergency, toll-free, bear-wise reporting line for encounters. But police say if a bear poses an immediate threat with aggressive behavior, it's best to call 911. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
A Canadian initiative focused on improving workforce participation and accessibility is launching in Sudbury. Enabled Talent aims to connect job seekers with employers with an AI-powered workforce platform. CTV's Lindsay Alick reports.
The founder of Enabled Talent knows firsthand the challenges people with disabilities can face when trying to find employment.
Someone with lived experience of partial vision impairment amongst those group of people with invisible disabilities, which is almost 27% of the Canadian population. So going through those systematic barriers of navigating employment journey, being rejected by traditional software solution, I thought things could be done in a better way.
In 2023, he partnered with a team of experienced technologists and workforce experts to create Enabled Talent, a platform that connects exceptional professionals with forward-thinking employers through AI-powered matching and personalized support.
Institutions are already doing great amount of work. The goal is to not replace them or do something which will need more resources, but the problem will still remain. So the goal is to unify those efforts, work together.
Regional platforms already exist in the U.S., Africa, Spain, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. Today, the Sudbury pilot was launched with several dignitaries in attendance who all say they support this initiative.
Sometimes there's people in the population that maybe have some challenges to enter the workforce. This is reducing the barriers for folks to enter the workforce. That's why we're so delighted that they'll actually have an office in Greater Sudbury, and certainly ensuring that we're able to fill the workforce needs in our community.
Singh says the company will hire 10 roles at NorCap by the end of the year. With regards to further expansion in the north, the company hopes to be in Thunder Bay by the end of the year and North Bay and Timmins in 2027. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. For now, look at the weather warning we have in place, and that is a snowfall warning, 10 to 15 centimeters possible. It's going to last right into tomorrow morning. That covering a large area, Valrita, Hearst, Mattice, Moonbeam, Hornpayne, Kapuskasing, you name it. We're also hearing Highway 11 from Hearst to Cochrane, now closed. Visibility extremely poor. Try and stay home or be careful if you have to go out. There are the conditions as we're seeing them right now. We're seeing snow in Kapuskasing, Timmins, some sleet action in around Wawa and Chapleau, 2 in Sault Ste. Marie, 1 in Elliott Lake, 2 in Timiskaming Shores, and 4 in Parry Sound. We'll have details after the break.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Welcome back to reality. We call it weather. Lots of rain in the forecast, some warmer temperatures coming up, but we've got some unusual weather over the course of the next couple of days. Here's the system that's moving through the northeast and will affect us over the course of next couple of days or so. Some cloud cover, some rain, some snow, milder temperatures. Let's have a look at some of the numbers now. Sudbury Nickel Belt, chance of showers for tomorrow. Friday, chance of snow both days at 6, 7 degrees on Saturday, sunshine, chance of sleet on Sunday at 5, getting all the way up to 13 on Monday, chance of rain. Sorry about that with the rain. Chance of rain on Tuesday, but dropping down to 5 degrees. How about Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma? Chance of sleet, some showers or flurries tomorrow at 2, perking up to 4 Friday, sun and cloud. Saturday, sunshine at 7, chance of sleet on Sunday, rain Monday and Tuesday, but going up to 11 degrees on Monday, dropping down to 4 as things cool off by Tuesday. Then there's Timmins, Cochrane, and Kapuskasing. Chance of showers tomorrow at 6, only 3 Friday with a chance of flurries. 7 Saturday, sun and clouds. Sunday, chance of showers at 40%. Again at 7, 11 degrees Monday. Now Monday will bring rain to the northeast, but warmer temperatures. 60% chance of rain, 60% chance of snow on Tuesday with a high of -1. Talk about a drastic drop in weather. Timiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, chance of showers tomorrow at 7, 5 on Friday with the cloud cover. Saturday, sunny skies and 7, chance of showers on Sunday at 6 degrees, warming up to 13 Monday, chance of rain. More of the same with the chance of rain Tuesday. but only 2 degrees. Again, a big drop of 11 degrees from Monday to Tuesday of next week. And in North Bay, West Nipissing, showers tomorrow. Bring an umbrella. 7 degrees. Chance of snow on Friday on the transition. 6, 7 on Saturday with the sunshine. Sunday, chance of rain. Monday, chance of rain. You go from 7 to 6 to 14 Monday, dropping back down to 7 on Tuesday with a 60% chance of rain. Ian, make sure your umbrella is ready, able, and willing over the course of the next couple of days. You are going to need it. Back to you.
I've got it ready. Thanks, Rick. Well, the first Canadian to fly to the moon, Jeremy Hansen, shared a special moment with his Artemis crew today when he spoke to the Prime Minister from space. Mark Carney asked Jeremy Hansen about his message to the young people taking inspiration from this historic moon mission.
We do think risk is necessary, but calculated risk, well thought out risk, and risk that you balance with others. And so for youth that are making those decisions, do it in collaboration with others. People will point out when you're out over your skis, and so you have to be smart about how you take risks. But as a country, we have to be willing to have some failures. And we fail in this space program, but we assure ourselves we're not going to stay or rest in those failures. We're going to push through them. And so as you've been leading our country, we know we have to do some things. We have some work to do. We have to be willing to have some failures and be okay with that, but ultimately knowing that we're just going to persist.
The crew are on day 8 of this mission in which they flew around the moon, witnessing parts of the lunar surface never seen before by human eyes. Their spacecraft is scheduled to splash down off the coast of San Diego Friday evening. The province is planning to extend workplace safety and insurance coverage to workers in privately run care facilities like retirement homes. The change is part of a broader set of updates to labor rules. The government says the facilities, which include foster homes, are currently not subject to mandatory coverage. The update will mean roughly 29,000 workers will now be protected if they get hurt or become sick on the job. That includes nurses, personal support workers, and resident care workers. The Ford government is looking at rolling back some green initiatives when it comes to new developments. The proposed legislation means developers would no longer be required to add more tree canopy, electric vehicle charges, bird-friendly window coatings, or other sustainable design standards beyond what's required for health and safety. The government says changing the municipal standards will lower costs and get projects built faster. We're talking turkey now, and not your dinner plate variety. Wild turkeys are flapping down in fields, on houses, and even city infrastructure. For years, their numbers have been rising in the Ottawa area, and it seems so is their foul behavior. CTV's Tyler Fleming reports.
Wild turkeys are taking over Ottawa, or at least for some it feels that way.
There's 2 toms that are strutting their stuff, yeah, it's mating season.
In this neighborhood along Prince of Wales by the Rideau River, resident Jim Hagerman says around half a dozen call this street home.
There are pets around here, really, but some of the neighbors aren't too happy about them.
I haven't really had that much of a problem with them, but I can understand why people are concerned because they are big birds.
Pushing past 20 pounds and usually shy until they're not.
They've scared a lot of people in the neighborhood.
This rafter of turkeys are known for some foul behavior.
Go!
Even delivery guys come and the delivery guys are afraid to get out of their trucks.
And turkeys don't seem too fazed, well, by anything. Here they're roosting on an Orleans lawn. And why? Why is the turkey crossing the O train tracks Wednesday morning? Whether it's bravado or bird brain, residents are getting ruffled.
These turkeys take the cake. They go after people at bus stops. They are by your car when you arrive home.
Ottawa Councillor Riley Brockington says it's time for these birds to fly the coop.
We're at the point, though, where I do believe these turkeys need to be relocated. We are not able to coexist successfully because of how aggressive these turkeys are.
But until the city settles on what to do, here's some turkey tips. Don't try to pet or feed them.
No more bird feeders, certainly for the summer.
If you see a turkey, keep your distance. If you're in a car, roll up the window.
You gotta honk your horn and go at them, and then they'll take off.
If you're afraid of them, I think they sense it, and they'll come towards you. But if you just ignore them, everything's fine.
And here's a fun fact you can gobble up. Wild turkeys are the second heaviest bird capable of flight in Canada. First place goes to the trumpeter swan. And yes, we have those in Ottawa too. Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. OHL semifinal action got underway tonight. It was game 1 for North Bay, and let's just say it didn't go our way. More after this. It wasn't the start North Bay wanted to see in its semifinal series matchup against the Brantford Bulldogs. In a word, things got ugly fast down south.
Adam Yedicek from the blue line away from Cronin, catches again, and scores!
That would be goal number 6 for Brantford before North Bay even got on the board. 5 goals alone in the first period, making it a really tough night for the battalion. North Bay's Brant Harper would find the back of the net 5 minutes into the third, but sadly that would be all she wrote tonight in game 1 for the troops. The battalion fall to the Bulldogs 8-1. They're back at it for game 2 Friday night in Brantford. And we now know who will be facing off against the Sudbury Cubs in the NOJHL final as the Timmins Rock won game 4 tonight down at the MAC against the Hearst Lumberjacks. Caden MacArthur tonight with a pair of goals, helping the Rock to sweep the Lumberjacks in 4 with a score tonight of 5-1. And the Sudbury Five could have wrapped up their best-of-5 semifinal tonight in game 3 in Montreal against the Tundra, but fell short. Montreal wins this one 100-86. They're back at it for game 4 tomorrow night. A man in Kelowna is dreaming of attending the FIFA World Cup in Vancouver this summer, but the price of resale tickets is just too steep. CTV's Ben Milger has his story and a look at some of the ticket prices being advertised.
As a Colombian living in Kelowna, Andres Narenia has a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity potentially coming his way. If fate smiles, Colombia could play in the FIFA World Cup round of 16 match at BC Place, possibly against Narenia's adopted country of Canada.
I want to see Colombia in a World Cup, and I also dream of seeing Canada as well in the World Cup. So it would be an amazing situation if the stars align.
There's just one problem. On FIFA's official resale site, some people are asking tens of thousands of dollars for tickets to that match. One optimistic hustler wants $869,000 for a single seat behind the goal. It makes the neighboring seat look like a bargain at $3,500.
It's ruining the experience for the fans to be in the game and supporting their teams.
The asking price for Canada's group game against Qatar ranges all the way up to $12,000, with several other seats going for $6,000 to $8,000. Just because people advertise tickets for sale for thousands of dollars, that doesn't mean fans are going to be willing or even able to pay that much. And if demand isn't there, prices could still come down before the matches.
As much as I'd love to be in there, nope, I'm not selling a car. I'm not mortgaging the house to get inside a World Cup stadium.
Even if he doesn't get to see his South American soccer heroes in person, Narenia will travel to Vancouver from Kelowna just to soak up the World Cup atmosphere in the city.
I will be hanging out with more Colombian fans, or if that's the case, or Canadian fans if Colombia is not in there. And my plan is to go to the Fan Fest as well.
The province has hinted at plans to regulate the sporting event and concert ticket resale market to prevent price gouging, but there's nothing in place in time to help the average fan before the kickoff of this World Cup. Ben Milger, CTV News, Vancouver.
Well, there won't be a game in the North. Tourism North Bay announced today the community has been selected for Canada Celebrates the FIFA World Cup 2026, a nationwide celebration of the events being hosted in Canada. Nipissing University and Canadore College will host events July 11th, the day of the semi-final match. The campuses will be turned into fan hubs with a live screening and family-friendly events. More details will be released in the coming months. Finally for us tonight, a very special guest stopped today by the Timmins Police. Ahead of his appearance at TimminsCon this weekend, Lou Ferrigno toured police headquarters and talked with members of the service. Ferrigno is best known for his role as the Incredible Hulk in the 1977 television series, where he played an angry superhero on TV. He's been a reserve deputy for 20 years and has completed academy training to be a full police officer.
Father was the NYPD lieutenant, and I grew up in law enforcement, so I can see the other side of it. And I want to feel like I got a great education today, this morning, this gentleman, about Timmins, Canada, especially had to do with the drug issue, the alcohol issue, the crime related. But you're in good hands with him and you guys.
The public will get their chance to meet the Incredible Hulk this weekend at TimminsCon Saturday and Sunday. Very cool opportunity. Celebrate all things sci-fi and meet a legend at the same time. Lou, hope you enjoy your time here in Timmins. That takes us to the end of our newscast this Wednesday night. For the latest news anytime, remember you can head to our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. You can also download our CTV News app. Thanks for watching. Good night.